Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for a positive spin. Today, we're going to be talking about Poseidon. Now, does Poseidon need a positive spin? We think so. Not every movie is hated as much as movies like the Carrie remake, or Firestarter, or Jeepers Creepers Reborn. But there are some movies that are neglected, and I don't understand why. Like The Godfather Part 3. Now, my history with Poseidon was that my daughter actually went to see this in the theaters, and I really wish I would have. This, of course, is a remake of the Poseidon Adventure. And the Poseidon Adventure, while I still do like the film, don't get me wrong, has a 7.1 on IMDb. Personally, I find the movie a little bit dull, but I do like it. Poseidon has a 5.7, and this movie is awesome. Not only that, but it's also a Wolfgang Peterson film. And you should know who he is. Not going to explain it, but you should definitely know who Wolfgang Peterson is. Now, after my daughter saw this in the theaters, she told me how much she liked it, and I figured I'd give it a shot. By the way, the reason why we're doing this, Happy New Year's, everyone. This has a New Year's party in it, and we thought it would be fitting to do it for the end of the year for a positive spin. Now, as I said, after my daughter saw it, she said she really liked it. I figured I'd give it a shot. I myself consider disaster films horror films because they're a little bit more realistic than some of the other movies like Halloween, Immortal Killers and stuff. So I rented it. I absolutely loved it. I bought it when Blockbuster made it previously viewed, which I cannot find my DVD. I don't know what happened to it. But then I ended up finding it on Blu-ray maybe a year ago. So let's put a positive spin on Poseidon. The ship is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to start with that. And I know that's not a big set. It can't be, I don't think. A lot of it has to be CGI, but it was done really, really well. The ship is gorgeous, beautiful. The cast is amazing. I mean, you have Kurt Russell, Josh Lucas, Richard Dreyfuss, Freddie Hernandez, and Kevin Dillon, not to mention a whole ton of other people. It has a great feeling of New Year's, which is one of the reasons why we wanted to do it for our New Year's positive spin. And I remember at the time, this movie not really getting much respect. I don't understand that. This has Fergie in it, and a little fact, she was very big that year. Of course, she did her solo thing from the Black Eyed Peas with Big Girls Don't Cry, and that happened to be in 2006, and of course, this movie is from 2006. So we have Fergie performing at the New Year's Eve party, which is a really good timestamp for this type of film. I like the idea with the Rogue Wave. Now, it has been a while since I've seen the original Poseidon Adventure, so I can't remember what happened. I mean, let's just say Poseidon is a retelling of the Poseidon Adventure, which is technically a retelling of Titanic, I mean, they all go hand in hand. But I like the Rogue Wave. I think that's very interesting. I like the attention to detail in the actual ballroom and stuff. Like I said, it's got to be all CGI, or at least mostly CGI, but they did a hell of a job. A hell of a job. The acting is first rate, in my opinion. Of course, I'll watch anything with Richard Dreyfuss or Kurt Russell, but the acting is just first rate. And I actually like Kevin Dillon in it. He plays a kind of like a scumbag type of character, but I like him in it. Lucky. His name is Lucky. Yeah. The pyrotechnics is really cool. You don't really hear me talk about that too much. But when you sit there and you look around as the disaster's happening, you can see little attentions to detail with the pyrotechnics and stuff that I think really are a nice touch for the film. The rafter bridge scene is really intense because I don't like heights. Um, I'm claustrophobic and I don't like heights, and that's going to play into two of my fears in this film. The first one, of course, is the rafter scene, which is my fear of heights. Um, the other one, and I'm going to get right to that now, I'm going to skip over some stuff. The vent scene when they're going up the vent is just it's hard for me to watch because I'm claustrophobic, and it's just wow. The movie has a lot of heart. That's one of the things I noticed right away. I like the heart in the film. I like the fact that the people aren't just all out for themselves and they are actually trying to help each other. You know, you don't see that all the time. The movie constantly moves from one point to another, which lends itself to the pacing of the film, which I find incredibly well paced. The sets are brilliant in this. I've mentioned a little something about this before, but it goes to say again, the sets are just incredible. And I think the act of heroism at the end, if you haven't seen the film, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a nice touch for the film. Um, this movie has been called dull by a lot of people. I don't understand it. I find this movie to be incredibly fast paced. And one of the things I talked to Joe about when we were watching this is because he said his mom likes movies like this too, disaster movies. And I said, it's almost like a puzzle. They're trying to figure out a puzzle. They're trying to figure out a way to get out of the ship. And each thing that they go up against is almost like a puzzle. So I think that's what appeals to me about it. So Poseidon is a fantastic movie. If you have neglected to give it a chance because maybe people said it wasn't that good or, oh, it's just a Michael Bay explosion ripoff, don't listen. It's a fantastic film. Be your own judge. Watch it for yourself. And yeah, that's my positive spin on Poseidon. Don't forget to check out Joe's positive spin for Poseidon and Physical Media Matters. And until next time, peace.